8 Russian fuel tankers, one night, Sea of Azov. All 8 under international sanctions. All 8 struck by Ukrainian drones on their way to occupied Crimea. The commander's message was brief. The Shadow Fleet is leaving the chat. Moscow calls it terrorism against commercial shipping. Ukraine calls it cutting off Crimea's fuel supply. Both are right. Eight Russian fuel tankers bound for occupied Crimea were struck overnight as Ukraine's drone forces intensified their campaign against Moscow's sanctioned shipping network. According to Unmanned Systems Forces Commander Robert Brovdi, pilots from the Kairos unit, part of the 414th Separate Brigade, carried out the strikes in the Sea of Azov, hitting 8 tankers alongside a dry cargo ship and a ferry.
The Shadow Fleet is leaving the chat. Overnight, pilots of the Kairos unit from the 414th Separate Brigade Magyar's Birds struck 8 tankers from Russia's Shadow Fleet. The battle for fuel supplies to Crimea in the Sea of Azov continues.
According to Ukrainian media, all 8 vessels are under international sanctions, part of a fleet Moscow uses to move oil despite Western restrictions. The tankers measured roughly 140 meters in length, with a dead weight of around 7,000 tons, and were built between 2006 and 2012. 7 have been identified so far, including Venus 3, the Sanar 1, and the Crimea. The 8th remains unconfirmed. Brovdi said the same overnight operation struck 58 military targets across Russian-held territory, along with energy infrastructure and logistics hubs supplying the peninsula.
We will stand. Moscow will fall. We will feed and rebuild Crimea.
The strikes come amid a diplomatic dispute over how such attacks should be classified. Kyiv has rejected Moscow's claim that the tanker strikes amount to terrorism against commercial shipping, with Deputy Prime Minister Oleksiy Kuleba raising the matter directly with the International Maritime Organization.
Legitimate questions arise as to whether the activities of such vessels can be regarded solely as ordinary commercial operations.
Kuleba argued the Shadow Fleet is critical to funding Russia's war effort and pointed to 59 merchant vessels Russia has struck since the invasion began, including ships flagged to Turkey and Germany. Moscow, on the other hand, has time and again called these attacks a blatant disregard for civilian safety, and maintained that they would preferably like to solve this conflict with political dialogue.
I would like to remind you that we would prefer to settle this conflict through political and diplomatic means, and only since the Kyiv regime is not ready to engage in peace settlement, we are continuing our special military operation until the complete achievement of our goals.
Meanwhile, European nations are tightening pressure on the network. Britain and France have intercepted suspected Shadow Fleet vessels in recent weeks, while the EU is pushing registries in Panama, Barbados and Cameroon to drop these ships altogether, making them easier to inspect and detain. Despite the pressure, industry estimates suggest the fleet has grown past 1,500 tankers, still finding routes to keep Russian oil reaching global markets.